citizens of Africa, I greet you in the name of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League of the World. You may ask, what organization is that? It is for me to inform you that the Universal Negro Improvement Association is an organization that seeks to unite into one solid body the 400 million Negroes of the world, to link up the 15 million Negroes of the United States of America with the 20 million Negroes of the West Indies, the 40 million Negroes of South and Central America with the 280 million Negroes of Africa, for the purpose of bettering our industrial, commercial, educational, social, and political conditions. As you are aware, the world in which we live today is divided into separate race groups and distinct nationalities. Each race and each nationality is endeavoring to work out its own destiny to the exclusion of other races and other nationalities. We hear the cry of England for the Englishman, of France for the Frenchman, of Germany for the German, of Ireland for the Irish, of Palestine for the Jew, of Japan for the Japanese, of China for the Chinese. We of the Universal Negro Improvement Association are raising the cry of Africa for the Africans, those at home and those abroad. There are 400 million Africans in the world who have Negro blood coursing through their veins, and we believe that the time has come to unite these 400 million people for the one common purpose of bettering their condition. The great problem of the Negro for the last 500 years has been that of disunity. No one or no organization ever succeeded in uniting the Negro race, but within the last 4 years, the Universal Negro Improvement Association has worked wonders in bringing together in one fold 4 million organized Negroes who are scattered in all parts of the world, being in the 48 states of the American Union, all the West Indian Islands, and the countries of South and Central America and Africa. These 4 million people are working to convert the rest of the 400 million scattered all over the world, and it is for this purpose that we are asking you to join our ranks and to do the best you can to help us to bring about an emancipated race. If anything praiseworthy is to be done, it must be done through unity. And it is for that reason that the Universal Negro Improvement Association calls upon every Negro in the United States to rally to its standards. We want to unite the Negro race in this country. We want every Negro to work for one common object, that of building a nation of his own on the great continent of Africa. That all Negroes all over the world are working for the establishment of a government in Africa means that it will be realized in another few years. We want the moral and financial support of every Negro to make the dream a possibility. Already, this organization has established itself in Nigeria, West Africa, and is endeavoring to do all possible to develop that Negro country to become a great industrial and commercial commonwealth. Pioneers have been sent by this organization to Nigeria, and they are now laying the foundations upon which the 400 million Negroes of the world will build. If you believe that the Negro has a soul, if you believe that the Negro is a man, if you believe the Negro was endowed with the senses commonly given to other men by the Creator, then you must acknowledge that what other men have done, Negroes can do. We want to build up cities, nations, governments, industries of our own in Africa, so that we'll be able to have a chance to rise from the lowest to the highest positions in the African Commonwealth.
Hello, greetings, everyone. Today is a very important day, and you are live on the United States of Africa and also on all our platforms, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. We are still live on our YouTube channels, and thank you for joining this important moment as we commemorate 81 years after the death of Honorable Marcus Garvey, the father of Black nationalism. And if you have studied about Marcus Garvey, you'd know that he's one of the greatest Black leaders that we ever had, and the first Black leader in the United States to organize the masses towards a common goal of establishing what you call self-determination for people of African descent, who wherever you go are being trampled, and they're being seen as lesser humans. But Marcus Garvey challenged this narrative of this racial discrimination and seeing that Black people are less, and made the world understand that Black people are equal humans and they deserve equal respect and dignity. Today, Marcus Garvey died in London, and before he even died, there was actually a Pan-Africanist who spread fake news about the death of Marcus Garvey, and that was George Padmore. And upon Marcus Garvey reading the news about his obituary while he was still alive, he suffered a second stroke and died on this day in 1940, and this is 81 years ago. So this shows how even Pan-Africanists were working against each other instead of working together towards the total unification of people of African descent. We are seeing the same trend today, where there are certain Pan-Africanists that actually do not want to work with the United States of Africa towards a common goal, but rather would rather work against the United States of Africa for their own personal interests, and just to build a name on their own, to have for just public fame. And this is one of the reasons for Black disunity, because even those who claim that they are fighting towards a common objective of having a unified Africa, these are the same people that if you ask them to support United States of Africa, they're actually more interested in building their own individual and organizations rather than joining hands and supporting the United States of Africa, so that we attain this objective. The dream, the United States of Africa is a vision that was first mentioned by Honorable Mosiah Garvey, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and in his poem, Hail United States of Africa. And this is what we are living up to. It shows that even after the death of Marcus Garvey, we have kept his legacy alive, and we are still working on the same project. In just 3 years, he managed to bring together millions of Africans, people of African descent around the world, established more than 1,000 branches of Universal Negro Improvement Association. That tells you that if we decide to come together, there's nothing that can stop us. And we have to live to the true meaning of freedom, to the true meaning of Pan-Africanism by coming together and continuing the struggle that Marcus Garvey left. He left us understanding that we deserve equal dignity and respect. He established the Black Pride movement, which has contributed towards the restoration of Black pride and dignity. And Black people were able to adorn themselves in African cultural attire and express their culture without any fear or asking permission from the white establishment. And this is the same thing that we are preaching today, 81 years later. We are encouraging people of African descent to reconnect with their roots. We are encouraging Africans to work together to join United States of Africa so that we can create the Africa that we want. And the kind of Africa that we want is an Africa that is self-reliant, an Africa that is able to stand on its own feet without relying on foreign aid, an Africa that is driven by Africans for Africans at home and abroad. We want to see Africans in control of their natural resources, Africans in control of their educational systems, Africa in control of their healthcare, Africans in control of their military and also security. We have to demonstrate that we have come out of age and Africa is capable of handling its own affairs. Whenever conflicts arise, there's usually the United Nations and the the European Union and the United States, these are the first to respond on African crisis. Yet the African Union has been there for decades and decades since the establishment of the Organization of African Unity in 1963. We are yet to see a self-reliant African Union that funds its own budget, an African Union that takes ownership of the problems that are facing Africa. This shows that there's a lot of awakening to be done, and we need a new kind of leadership that inspires Africans to do it for self, to create for self, and to live according to the Pan-African principles, so that Africans, wherever they are proud of who they are, so that we don't see Africans bleaching themselves. We need to see Africans embracing their natural hair, embracing their cultural heritage, Africans embracing their indigenous languages, and Africans embracing their culture, because our culture is the basic principle of our very existence. And without our culture, then we cannot call ourselves Africans, because our culture actually is the guiding principle for our societies, and we need to protect our cultural heritage and embrace Pan-African principle. This unity among people of African descent has been caused by individualism. You'll see many Africans just fighting to provide a meal in the table, but they actually don't care. Once they get the meal in their tables, they actually don't care about the common problems that we are facing. And these are problems that that demand collective approach. If we are to empower Africa economically, then we'll have to get rid of the individual mindset and embrace the community mindset, which makes us believe that without the empowerment of our neighbors, then we are not safe, because the economic empowerment of one individual actually does not have any impact. But if we empower the entire community economically, it's going to have a major impact in our societies, and we'll begin to see an Africa that is being respected in the international arena. John Tunkara is saying, brothers and sisters, problem in Africa is in ourselves, because we must, because most of our leaders, they are not lasting reggae music. Thank you for the good message that you're sending. Adam, you're saying if our government will not fight for our sovereignty, the African people will fight for it ourselves. We really need to pull out of this international organization and focus on our development in all aspects. And if not, we'll be moving on an endless journey. I agree with you, Adam. Without us coming together and getting rid of this foreign interference in African affairs, we are going to continue seeing Africans struggling, escaping from Africa, embarking on dangerous journeys in the Middle East, so that they can look for these opportunities. And the same countries which we are running to actually are the same countries that completely underdeveloped Africa by stealing our resources, our natural resources during the colonization of Africa, stealing our cultural artifacts, and even taking our people, enslaving our people for 400 years, so that they could work for them for free of charge. And out of this labor, Europe was built. The United States was built. from stolen labor from skilled Africans that were taken away from the African continent. And this is the time to demand reparations to Africa for crimes against humanity committed against Africans, against the African people. And we have to take full ownership of the problems that Africa is facing, unite and with one voice. If we are demanding for reparations for slavery, there should not be any divisions. We should unite as an African people at home and abroad. If we are demanding for reparation for slavery, we should unite as one people, or reparations for colonialism. We need to unify as one people and with one voice. Bendele is saying, watch them, Garvey, catch them, hold them, Garvey, hold them. Marcus Garvey, wherever he is, he's very proud of what we are doing, and it is important that we continue his legacy. We need to see Africans wake up. When it comes to funding Pan-African organizations, even Marcus Garvey ran into the same challenges. When it came to funding the projects that he was initiating, the Black Star Line and many other projects, Africans, our people of African descent, were quite hesitant to support these initiatives that he started. And as a result, he was arrested and jailed for mail fraud, and later deported from the United States when he was trying to raise funds to fund Black Star Line. Because of lack of funding, the Black Star Line collapsed. And these are lessons from history that we need to learn so that we can develop a new mindset, a new attitude that will inspire us to fund the United States of Africa. We should not be waiting for foreign savior somewhere to begin supporting United States of Africa, or to begin supporting all the efforts that the United States of Africa is carrying out, because this will never happen. They only lay traps for us, and we have to be very wary of non-Africans who appears saviors, who try to come up forward to fund Pan-African organizations, because that is just another trap. Next, there'll be charges somewhere, and you will see a black leader being arrested and jailed. And we don't want to continue repeating the mistakes that happened in the past. So therefore, I appeal to people of African descent to support United States of Africa and support our programs. We run various shows, and we have a devoted team that daily publishes information about African history, inspiring people of African descent around the world to come together and learn about their history and heritage. And these kind of efforts that we are doing, they require support. It might be the kind of support that you can offer is probably sharing our streams, sharing our posts, sharing the Pan-African message that we are preaching. You can also take an active role in financially supporting Pan-Africanism by enrolling as a patron on United States of Africa, or enrolling as a supporter of United States of Africa page. And by doing that, you contribute directly towards funding the United States of Africa project, because this project does not rely on the so-called foreign aid. It does not rely on the white man usually comes with a big basket full of money, and thereafter he comes with conditions that are completely enslaving to the African people. So therefore, this project is for the African people, by the African people, and it requires support from Africans. Yoko from South Africa saying revolutionary love from the colony of South Africa. I think you're talking about South Africa, which requires liberation. And the liberation of South Africa will be a collective effort to ensure that the indigenous people get justice and they recover their stolen land. The indigenous people also need to be paid reparations for the damages caused when they were displaced from their ancestral homelands. And the same liberation struggle is throughout Africa. There are many African countries that Africans have land, but actually we have very little control over that land. And when the government discovers that there is oil somewhere in your land, they'll actually come and forcibly relocate you elsewhere. And this shows that we are really not free. We need to own, we need to regain full ownership of our land so that the government no longer has any right to come and displace civilians from their ancestral land when a natural, when natural resources are discovered. It should be up to the African people to benefit from the natural resources in their own land. John, you're saying we must care about how we survive in Africa, and we must move beyond survival and look at the future of Africa, which is creating the Pan-African reality that we want to see a unified Africa, to see Africans united regardless their different ethnic groups, regardless their religious beliefs. And Adam, you're saying religion, ethnicity, and Western influence is just the problem that we have to deal with. Can you imagine seeing Africans themselves as Francophone and Anglophone? The most deadly one right now is the religion, and we have to look for a way out. And Malcolm X told us the way out of the religion, and that is to keep religion as your personal business, and do not come with your religion into a Pan-African organization, but keep it in your homestead. And when you are in a Pan-African organization, let us discuss about common issues that affect Africa and come up with solutions. Because if we begin to discuss about religion, we'll never come up to any conclusion, because religious discussions usually promote divisions. And it's important that we completely keep off religion from Pan-Africanism and focus on coming up with solutions to the challenges that we are facing. Adam, you're saying what can Africans do to protect leaders that are Pan-Africanist in nature, because they keep on eliminating them and is a setback to Africa. The path towards ensuring that leaders are protected is supporting them. When Gaddafi was being slaughtered, there are actually very few people who were supporting him. I didn't see African states sending their armies to protect Gaddafi because they were equally scared of what will happen to them if they stood in solidarity. So this is a wake-up call for African states to come together and be willing to defend each other. When a foreign nation invades Africa, it should concern every African nation. And this is why it's important to have the African Defense Forces that will take care of the security challenges of Africa and completely eliminate chances of foreign invasions into Africa. Palamang is saying, so free Africa and God bless her children. We really have to take action to ensure that Africa is liberated. Because of the CIA Black Star Line failed because they planted a black nun inside his organization to sabotage the ship. That was one of the reasons that the Black Star Line failed. And this is why we have to be careful about who we admit to Pan-African organizations, because some are usually enemies in black skin, and they join Pan-African organizations not to build, but to destroy our organizations. And we need to be aware of that, so that we make sure that there is proper screening for people that want to be part of Pan-African organizations, so that we ensure that the vision of Marcus Garvey comes into fruition. Someone from Twitter is saying he has made a Jamaican of all walk of life very proud. Indeed, Marcus Garvey made people of African descent very proud, whether in Africa, in the Caribbean, in the United States. One of the greatest freedom fighters of this world. Certainly, Marcus Garvey is one of the greatest leaders that we ever had. If you have any comments about Marcus Garvey, how Marcus Garvey influenced you in your career, in you becoming a Pan-African leader, you can share that, and you can also inspire others. We need more Pan-African leaders, so that we attain this vision of the United States of Africa. And one thing that we need to get rid of is individualism, because individualism is cancer in Black communities. It makes Black communities not take responsibilities for common problems. It makes Black people not work together towards addressing the common challenges that we are facing. And this is something that we need to change. We need to learn how to organize. We can organize for rallies to support our favorite candidates. We can organize for funeral. We can organize for weddings. We can organize for parties. But when it comes to organizing towards creating the infrastructure that we need to be self-reliant economically, socially, culturally, there's a very huge problem. We don't see many Black people coming together and organizing towards common economic advancement, building the economic infrastructure that Africa needs. And this is what we need. Once we can organize economically, then we will begin to see the changes that we need in Africa. Good, you're saying we can easily consider him the father of Pan-Africanism. Karanja, you're saying you're making a comment. Africa must invest in intelligence, but how? We must invest in technology and innovation. And with investing in technology and innovation, we can create the Africa that we want. But one of the greatest challenges that we face in Pan-African organization is lack of funding. There can be great ideas, maybe creating an app, creating a new technology, but we need to see more support when it comes to funding Pan-Africanism, so that if we are talking about investing in technology, we should be seeing committed Pan-Africanists that actively supporting the United States of Africa financially, so as to enable us come up with such initiatives. And implement such projects successfully, because change will not happen if we don't take any action to make it happen. By only chanting change will come, it will never happen unless we take action. The Africans who can volunteer their skills, they are skilled in IT, some are skilled in app development, some can create even new products just using their natural skills. But for these people to be facilitated to create and innovate for Africa, we need to create funding for technology and innovation for United States of Africa, so that we can be able to fund these projects. And if we create that, then if we have another live event, you'll be asking me about the progress, about the project we funded, and we'll be reporting about the projects that you funded and how the progress they have made. So we need to see more Africans or people of African descent take Pan-Africanism seriously and support what we are doing, because we certainly need your support. Without your support, it's not even possible for us to have this stream today. Thank you very much for joining, and you can support United States of Africa. You can join United States of Africa and be part of this bigger vision. Someone from Lincoln is saying this is good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. You can share the stream and make sure that other people also get the stream. Share to your timelines, share to your groups, so that we reach out to as many people as possible and draw many. Use this 81 anniversary of Marcus Garvey's death to draw more people into Pan-Africanism and to draw more people to support the United States of Africa, and to encourage more Africans to embrace a true sense of Black pride and dignity, so that we see more Africans expressing the African heritage without any fear, without asking for permission from the white establishment, because we don't need that. We need to see more Africans embrace their natural hair, embrace their natural skin. Black is beautiful, and Black is a symbol of national greatness. This is why Marcus Garvey was so eloquent in promoting Black pride and dignity, promoting Black nationalism. Is important in the unification of Africa, because we need to realize that as long as you are of African descent, you are of Black descent, whether you are in Africa, in the Caribbean, in Latin America, in the United States, in Europe, in Melanesian Islands, you belong to Africa, you are an African, and we need to come together so that we can address the challenges that people of African descent are facing. For more than 400 years after the end of slavery, we are seeing a new form of slavery, which prisons are being used to incarcerate innocent Black men and women, and so that the state can have free labor. And this is something that we need to work collectively to put to an end, so that we don't see any more Black people being incarcerated without any justification. There are more than 500,000 Black people in the United States who are incarcerated without any clear reason, and they are being held in prison. This is a mass injustice that we need to bring to an end. Every day you hear the stories of Black men and women being killed, Black women dying, dying when, and many Black kids dying during childbirth. we need to protect Black mothers and ensure that they have equal access to maternal health care, because this is a major challenge. Amidst the pandemic, many Black mothers are dying, and this is something that is as a result of the institutional racism when it comes to healthcare, and that shows the need for us to have more Black doctors, to have more Black healthcare institutions, so that we can ensure that our people get access to healthcare, and they are not discriminated in any healthcare centers. Black life has to be protected at all costs, at every level, whether in education, in healthcare. We have to ensure that Black lives matter, and Black lives, when it comes to mental health, there's a lot of disparities when it comes to mental health, and this is why we establish Black Mental Health Matters as an international mental health advocacy movement to promote mental well-being and eradicate stigma among Black communities when it comes to mental health. You can join us every Saturday at 5 p.m. East African time. We usually organize shows that highlight the challenges that people of African descent are facing when it comes to mental health, and using our shows to promote mental health advocacy. You can join and be part of Black Mental Health Matters. The goal is to unify all Black mental health professionals so that we can work towards creating the solutions and eradicate stigma among Black communities when it comes to mental health. Pan-Africanism is about coming up with solutions to the challenges that people of African descent are facing, and we are addressing the mental health. Look forward to addressing other aspects like education. We are creating programs that are designed to educate people of African descent on African history, on African culture, to give Africans a sense of belonging, to encourage Africans to reject tribalism, reject religious divisions, and embrace Pan-Africanism. Because without embracing Pan-Africanism, we are not going anywhere. Harry is saying we have to re-educate Black people about our own African history. Indeed, and this is why we established the African History Month to celebrate the achievements of people of African descent and also acknowledge Africa's enormous contributions to the world's civilizations. And this is why we continue to share information about African history on a daily basis. You can follow United States of Africa and set as favorites so that you can receive all the information that we publish. Good King is saying you're on spot, brother. The key to our success is cooperation, true cooperation in all fronts. How do we teach ourselves this silent law? Let us think about nuclear families, extended families. I believe this is where it starts. Can we individually start to foster this? This is an excellent point. This kind of cooperation needs to start from our families and then move on to the Pan-African organizations. Because if we learn to cooperate at family level, then you'll not have problems when you ask to cooperate in a Pan-African organization and do something for the collective benefit of people of African descent. Once again, for those who are joining us now, today marks 81 years since the death of Honorable Marcus Garvey, the father of Black nationalism and Jamaica's first national hero. And we are celebrating his legacy and keeping his dream alive the United States of Africa, working to unify all people of African descent, reminding people of African descent all over the world that the time has come for people of African descent to come together and to work towards self-improvement, to work towards self-reliance, to work towards creating the Africa that we want. The Agenda 2063 vision is a vision that needs to be implemented now, so that we can see the conditions of people of African descent in Africa, in the Caribbean, and all over the world begin to improve. As long as we don't unite, we are going to continue seeing Black people being murdered by police, Black people facing racial discrimination. The institutional racism will only come to an end if we decide to come together and realize that we are one nation, regardless whether we are in the Caribbean, whether we are born in the United States, whether we were born in Europe, whether we were born in Melanesia. We have to come together and work towards the realization of United States of Africa. Join United States of Africa and be part of this bigger vision